Hello! In this video we're going to walk through resetting all of the nodes back to their factory settings. We do this from the IPMI and a virtual console. We'll log into the virtual console so that we can see the actual screen of a storage and compute node. The process is the same for both, we just use a different ISO depending on the type of node we're doing. For this example we're using a storage node. So we'll go in and we will browse to the RTFI ISO for a storage node. These can be downloaded from NetApp's support site. And from here we'll choose the correct one. A storage node has the RTFI sodium designation, letting us know that it's a storage node. We'll add that to our server. And then once it's added and connected, we'll go ahead and reboot our server. The server will reboot. During the BIOS menu, we'll want to hit F11 to go ahead and launch the boot menu. Once we hit F11, it'll load into the boot menu and it will choose the virtual CD-ROM drive, which will then load the ISO. From that boot screen, we want to hit enter one more time to actually launch the boot. Once we hit enter, the ISO operating system will load, bringing us to the RTFI menu. Once it's loaded, we'll type yes and hit enter to proceed with the procedure. It'll ask if we want to perform extensive hardware tests. This does add a lot of time to the RTFI process, so unless you really are checking the hardware, it's recommended to type no to proceed with the process. When the process has succeeded, we'll need to remove the ISO before we power off and reboot the node. The node will power off automatically, but we'll still need to remove the ISO before we power it back on. So we'll plug it out, show that there's nothing selected, and now we're ready to power on the node again. When we power it on, it will now have a clean build. So it'll go back through the process, except this time when it loads up, there'll be the blank storage node. It will load the typical network operating system so that we can start configuring the 1 gig and 10 gig networks as needed for a redeployment.